Welcome to Askimo TV. We're talking today to Michael Serwa. Michael is a London-based life coach and public speaker. Michael's worked with hundreds of people on a one-on-one basis and run over 150 talks, workshops, and seminars. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hi, John. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Michael, today we're going to be having a discussion about life coaching and some questions that people may have around it. So I guess let's start with, what is a life coach and who should be seeking out a life coach?
Okay, life coaching is about helping people to identify and then achieve personal goals, whatever they are. Different life coaches would deal with different areas of people's life. Me personally, I deal with around 20 different areas, from dating, career, motivation, confidence to fitness. And in terms of who should be looking for a life coach or who could benefit from a life coach, the answer is very simple: everybody. There's not one kind of person who could not benefit from coaching. There are some people that are not coachable. And I came across some people who are just not confident, not very coachable. Usually, this is down to arrogance. If you're very arrogant, you're gonna think nobody's gonna tell me anything. I know everything myself. So that's a loser mentality, as far as I'm concerned. Because no matter how old you are and how experienced you are, if you think that you know everything, nobody can add anything to your life, that's when you're selling yourself short.
Why should coaching not be confused with counseling or therapy?
They're very different. And I understand the question because there's quite a lot of confusion about it. And even myself, before I became a coach, when I first realized I want to become a coach, I didn't even know the difference. I had the idea about what the difference is. I wasn't sure about it. So to explain it in the easiest, fastest possible way, I would say that the main difference is that both therapy and counseling focus on the past, whereas in coaching, we plan for the future. And our biggest involvement, if any involvement in the past, is just by acknowledging what happened in the past. But myself, when I work with my clients, we never spend too much time on the past. Because my take on the past is that it's past, okay? And no matter how much time you're going to spend on it, we're not going to change it. So why don't we use this time and energy and focus on creating the kind of future that people want instead?
So you've mentioned that you get all sorts of different coaches. You can get a nutritional coach, a dating coach, a business coach. Why do you feel that coaching has become so popular in recent years?
It's very simple to answer that, because it's extremely effective. It's extremely effective, and I understand that it takes someone to actually try to realize that unless we know somebody who benefited from it, it would usually take someone to try it. Because if I tell someone, listen, I'm going to change your life in 6 weeks, I appreciate that it's hard to believe. It sounds like, oh, really? I've been struggling all my life, and you're going to tell me that you're going to spend 6 sessions with me, which is approximately how much time I spend with one person. So you're telling me that you're going to spend 6 sessions with me, you're going to change my life? I said, listen, I'm confident I will. And sometimes I will transform your life in 6 weeks. Sometimes I will improve it. But improving it within 6 weeks is the minimum that I get. And any kind of even half decent coach will get, because it's not about me as a coach. It's about the coaching process and how effective it is.
So what do you feel is the biggest problem that people have that holds them back from achieving their goals?
It's hard for me to just come up with one. There's there's many, but there are a few that are most common. Number one would be limiting self-belief. So if you have limiting self-belief about yourself, it's very hard to do anything. Because if you think, well, I'm not going to get it anyway because I don't deserve it, I'm not good enough. Well, you can try to take all the right actions and surround yourself with the right people. And again, people telling you, including your coach, telling you that you are great, but if you struggle to believe that yourself, you will struggle in life. So self-belief is one, and procrastination is another one. I call procrastination the biggest social disease. Because I see so many great people like my clients. not getting exactly what they want because they procrastinate. I mean, with my help, they don't procrastinate as much, or they don't procrastinate anymore. But when they come to me, I see that they have everything, often including the right belief, but the only problem there is procrastination. And then the third one is lack of motivation, right? So, and it's a fair one, because if you're not motivated towards the thing that you want to do, you will struggle. If you wake up in the morning and you're, oh, I can't be bothered, you will struggle. But, self-belief, procrastination, motivation, all of these things, everything is coachable. So it's not about, oh, I will never get it, or I'll never achieve it because of this and that. All I need is some help, some guidance. Some people just need external help, which coaches provide them with. Some people can read a self-help book and that would be enough. But the idea is, okay, if you recognize you struggle with motivation, or you procrastinate, or you have a problem with self-belief, just do something about it. Watch the video on YouTube to start with. It's free. Get the book. It's £7 on Amazon. Or get a good friend, have a chat with a good friend, or get yourself a coach if nothing else works.
And just to end off, Michael, as a life coach, what would you say are your top tips for achieving success and happiness?
Okay, success and happiness, one of my two favorite terms in the whole world. I would answer separately. So for me, success is about, to make it very simple, about three fundamental things. Number one, the right belief. So, okay, I want this and I believe I can get it. This is very, very important. I would say 80% of success is the right mindset. 80% is believing that we can achieve it. Because if we don't believe, even if we take the right action, which is the second step, even if we take the right action, even if we take a lot of this action, the success might come, or the potential for success might come already, but we might not recognize it because we don't believe we can get it. We can self-sabotage ourselves. We are very good in self-sabotaging ourselves often. So we have to believe. And if we don't believe, we have to work on this belief, whatever it is, losing weight, gaining weight, getting a partner, changing the job, and whatever it is. Number two, taking action. So, like I said, 80% of success is right belief, or around 80%. But if we sit on our ass on the sofa with this great belief about what we can achieve, and all the positive thinking, all the affirmations in the world will not help us if we don't at least leave the house to take some action, or make a phone call at least. So we have to take action. And the number three is to be persistent. So having the right self-belief, taking action is not enough, because we have to be persistent. Because the most successful people out there, they were taking action on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whatever it was, but they were taking action until they achieved the result that they wanted. Thomas Edison, he failed 10,000 times before he achieved what he wanted. But he was convinced he could do it, but it still took him 10,000 attempts. But what he said was, at least I've discovered 10,000 ways of what doesn't work. That's a good attitude, as far as I'm concerned. 10,000 times, And when it comes to happiness, I'm a strong believer that to be happy, it's not about one thing, or two things. That's why when I start to work with a new client, we go through the exercise where I ask them to score themselves in a number of different areas. There's 20 of them. And then as they score themselves in all of these areas, and the last area is general happiness. And then I show them how everything leads to this one last area, happiness. How important it is to have a holistic approach to life. How important it is to work on all of these different areas to be happy as a result of that. So when I coach people on happiness, which is the most common thing, we don't work on happiness in itself, because how can you coach someone on happiness? You coach someone, you work with someone on different areas, and then as you work on these areas and get improvements on these areas, you will become happy as a result of that.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you. Have a great day, John. Bye-bye.